Did you just click on this video and not subscribe?
That's fucked up. Come on, people, let's go. Get there.
Call Him Papi featuring Rob Gronkowski. Right here, there's 7 championships sitting right here to my left. That's pretty good. Not terrible. 7 Does it ever get old for both of you? Like, is there ever a point where you're like, yeah, you know, it's just another one?
It got old for me.
I'm still young. I'm still young. What was your age when you got your last one?
41.
Oh, 41.
Well, actually, I retired at 41, but my last one was 2013. I was like, what?
34?
Yeah.
35?
Something like that.
Yeah.
34, 35. See, I'm only 32 right now. I just
you're a
turned
baby.
32, so yeah.
So this guy and me, we went to shoot a commercial in California. And actually, it was a show. It was a one show, remember?
Show.
So on the way back, I humped on his jet. We flew back, and he told me, Papi, what do you think if I come back, play half of a season? Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I was like, where are you going with this?
Yeah, I was like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
So when he said that, it kind of surprised me, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't expecting him, right?
Yeah.
To pitch that at me. I'm like, oh, hold on. And then I start thinking, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Because the thing is that when he talked about it, he got in this incredible shape that I was like, it's an amazing idea. But it was not into like a year after when Tom hollered at you, he went to Tampa, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's
He's
my
back.
boys getting it done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the big difference, though, is like, with Rob, everyone's like, you're going to come back out of retirement like 60,000 times. He did. You didn't. I'm still asking you about it.
Yeah. Pop, are you coming out, man?
Yeah.
A quarter of a season.
Yeah.
One DH.
Yeah.
Just one.
Once, like in my case, once you retired out of baseball, like in football, like what he did, he stayed in shape.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though.
I'm pretty sure you were thinking about it the whole time.
Yes, I was. I was thinking about it because I was like, I'm still young, and I love to exercise and stay in shape too. So I was like, I'm going to stay in I wanted to get away from football, but I was like, I'm going to stay in cardio shape because that football aspect will come right back to me if I'm still in shape. Like, it's when football gets away from me is when I'm not in shape at all. So I was just like, I'll just stay in shape, stay away from football. Though I literally didn't throw a football for a single year. And the first football I caught was when I got back to Tampa, when I went down to Tampa. But I just stayed in shape doing a lot of things, just knowing back in my head, if I just stay in shape, I can always pick up the skills again in football.
What was life like that period of time when you were retired? You were more busy, you basically...
When I was retired,
Yeah.
there was times where I was super bored. Just chilling, man, what do I do? I like to get in a groove with things, start, find a pattern with things and be involved. And, there was a time where I was just, kind of lost a little bit. Like, what do I do? What should I do? I have many opportunities out there, but sometimes opportunities I don't even get excited about it. I'm like, so that's not what I really want to do. And then at times I'm like, all right, I got to get out, just do something, see if I like it. And I did a lot of TV things. That's when I signed with Fox. I was being an analyst. I was doing a couple other shows like The Masked Singer. I was like, I just got to get out there, see if I like doing that stuff. And then I also did that show, Game On. That's when we flew back, or that's when you came on an episode.
Yeah.
And that was really cool because I did Game On because it kind of went with my purpose of staying in shape. And then Game On, how many activities we were doing.
Gotta be active.
Yeah, you got to be active. And I'm like, I'm not just going to be on TV sitting behind a desk, talking. That's not really my thing. So I was active the whole time during Game On. And when I started doing that shooting, so I stayed, I didn't do a thing for 3 months after I retired. And then when I got into the TV, I literally shot every day for about 40 days straight. Basically every day, maybe 1 or 2 days off. And then it all comes out a couple months later. So everyone's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, not much, nothing. And then all of a sudden, everything just starts dropping. Everyone's hitting me up like, yo, how are you doing so many things? Like, you are doing a million different things. Everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean? I literally didn't work for 9 months, and then I worked for 40 days straight. I just knocked it all out, 40 days straight. And I did all of the Masked Singer, Game On, then I was waking up, going right to Fox to do the analyzing stuff for football on Sundays. So everything was just like all at once, and then everyone's like, yo, how do you do that? I'm like, it just takes talent.
Yeah, and then, I mean, and like you're built for that. Like you know that like you're set for life after retirement, number 2. But when you retired, like you were still in great shape, but you dropped weight. Like to get back into football shape, like the Gronk that I know is like ironically built like a WWE guy. Like, is that weight that was supposed to be there? Like when you're trying to get back into football shape and like put the weight back on, like is it harder for you to drop weight or put it back on?
I never dropped weight in my life. I was actually 260 pounds since I turned 18, my senior year in high school. So when I was 17 years old,
260 at 18.
I was 17. So like the last 2 months when I was 17, coming out of the senior year in high school, I got up to 260 pounds right there. And I never got below 260 pounds since I was 18 years old. And so I've always ranged between 260 and 270 since I was 18. Then I retired. And I was just like, I'm going to drop this weight because I was feeling like heavy, lethargic a little bit, beat up. And I was like, if I just drop all this weight, clean it all up, just have it all, come out of me, all the scar tissue or whatever from all the hits, all the surgeries, just let it all kind of melt off me, I'd never done that before. And some days were difficult to, because I'd be like...
How you did it?
Yeah, I did it with a lot of fasting, like not eating till like, 2 o'clock the next day. And then
that's fucked up.
But let me tell you, I was finding rhythms to like not eating, then all of a sudden I would go eat.
I see the fried chicken traveling in front of me. I see you tomorrow too. Oh, hell no.
That was tough though sometimes, but then sometimes I'd be like, you were not used to eating, and then all of a sudden you get like some crazy energy kick, like from not eating, like just you just start like burning up, like I don't know, leftover crap in your body.
What'd you get down to?
Yeah, I got down to 240 was my lightest.
Okay.
Yeah, and it felt good. Like I never been there before, but wherever I was going, someone thought I lost 80 pounds in the grocery store.
That's the thing.
80
when
pounds.
When a guy like us lost 10 pounds, people think that you lost 40 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of how tall
Yes.
you are, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it was more because like you could see it like in your face. Like it wasn't so much your body. Like when you're doing like the workout videos and like you're shirtless, like this dude clearly has muscle mass, but like I think when you start to lose it in your face, that's when everyone's like, oh, this dude lost a lot more than it looks like.
Shout out to our presenting sponsor, Nutrisystem for Men. Listen up, everyone. Can you imagine anything easier than getting food delivered to your door to help you lose weight? Anyone, and I mean anyone, can lose weight with Nutrisystem because it's simple. It's all planned out. You can get your breakfast, your lunch, dinner, and snacks. You don't have to worry about cooking, and the food is delivered right to your door. You just eat the food and lose the weight. You can lose up to 30 pounds in 90 days.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. 30 pounds in 90 days.
They would not even recognize me.
The food is really good. And if you don't believe me, they offer a money-back guarantee. It is easy. I know, Papi, you like the bars?
I'm just trying it.
You're big into the bars. I love the vanilla. I mean, I do some of the powder here. Love that. You can get a promo code right here. It's Nutrisystem.com/BigPapi50. 50% off 2 months of food plus free shipping. It's a hell of a deal. Check it out today.
Yeah, it for sure. And then I saw some pictures of myself too, and I looked like a totally different person than when I was playing. Like it did. I really lost it in my face big time, and I felt like I lost a lot of like the inflammation too, out of my face too. Like I was just like blown up. Yeah. It just felt good to get it all out of me. But then I put it back on. I'm like 265 now.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like, man.
Yeah.
You look great.
Yeah.
I saw the day that you got in the ring with Paul.
Yeah. with Logan Paul.
Yeah, what's going on?
So
how that went down?
All right, so we were on Logan Paul's, I think, podcast one night because we got a YouTube channel, and he's big on YouTube. So we were just on his podcast, just promoting ours, my brothers and I, and my oldest brother Gore was like, "Yo," because it was just talked about that he was gonna be fighting Floyd. So then my oldest brother was like, "Yo," on his podcast, like, "Yo, we should fight you, Logan," like. And then all of a sudden, the guy who runs our YouTube channel was like, yo, I'm going to set that up. Like, I want to have you guys fight Logan Paul. And I was like, that's perfect. But I was like, I'm not going to do it. Like, I get hit enough. How about you have my 4 brothers do it? And then we got them, my 4 brothers all said, yes, they'll do it. And we got, sponsorships for it and everything. Monster, they're always sponsoring UFC fights, and I'm with Monster Energy. So we called them up. We're like, yo, we need a sponsor for this fight. Like, it's not UFC, but we're, they're boxing Logan Paul. So we kind of put in the works of, a whole thing of everything coming together. We had ring girls running around. We had a hype man when we were going into the ring. So it was kind of like a full boxing match, but it was 1 round each, a minute and a half. They all went into the ring. And my 4 brothers fought Logan Paul, and I was the official referee. So I was a part of it, but I was the official referee. So that's how it went down, was just from a podcast. My oldest brother, yo, we should fight you. And then literally it happened. It happened.
Like, I think the craziest part, one of the craziest parts about like your story is that a lot of the stuff that you do away from the football field is stuff that like guys are like, I'm going to wait till I retire and I'm going to have fun and do all this stuff. Like, you put all of that inside like your playing career. Like, how do you balance all that?
Like I kind of said earlier when I did the show Game On, I made sure I was doing all the activities. Like, I was running the obstacle course. So when I'm doing other stuff, like the other day, a month ago, I went and played hockey with the Tampa Bay Lightning. I played goalie. I was shooting on vests. And that just, keeps me active, keeps me in shape. I like to do things, where, it kind of contributes to staying in shape.
Sure.
So I believe if I just stay in shape, then my football skills will always be there. I just have to stay in shape, even if I'm doing it another way. If I'm just running, I don't know, the football skills are always there. I can always catch a ball, just as long as I'm in shape. So that's how I kind of fit everything in, just as long as it's, active and, you're doing something with it.
Well, you know that this guy and his gang of brothers, they used to run 2 gallons of milk per day when they were babies. His mom told me that. Yeah. It's straight up. So I know where that energy comes from. But I'm going to tell you, I want to ask you a question. I want everybody to know, because I know your relationship with Tom Brady, how far to go, like how deep down you guys get down as a friend, your relationship, because you coming back was him going to Tampa. He shocked the whole world, you know what I'm saying? And people
you're giving me the chills again. Shit, that was crazy. That was epic though. But our relationship does go far back, and I can talk about it from when I was a rookie. I was a rookie, and he was actually. What's crazy is I'm still not even his age when I was a rookie. So when I met him, I think he was 33. I'm only 32 still. That's the crazy part about it. I'm not even his age yet from when I started. But I just remember, I would say there was, at the beginning, I wasn't really sure what to expect. And there was some rough patches at first, for sure. I would say more on the football field because I was a rookie, and you just think you know everything and you're just going out there running. And he'd be getting really frustrated with me with the way I was running routes. But I feel like, in the end, there's sometimes I'm like, man, this dude just way too on me. Like, he don't even know what he's talking about. Like, he's just up my tail, up my ass, nonstop. I kind of didn't like it sometimes. But in the end, I started realizing, man, this guy's up my tail because he sees, something in me. Like, he sees, something special in me. And then I started, listening to him, starting understanding what he was saying and not doing it my way. He's been around for, how many years, won so many championships already. And then I would say our chemistry really started picking up. I actually never really told this story. Was my rookie year, about game 8, 9, 10, and we were in Chicago, and we were about to play the Bears, and it was that Friday. And I had a route where I had to stop in the middle of the field, it was a red zone route. I stopped right at the goal line and turn around and box up the linebacker, and he throws it low. And, in practice on Friday, we were like, well, you got to hit this route, Rob. They didn't trust in me yet, but they saw all this potential. And they were like, Rob, can you just hit this route, run it right? And finally in that practice, we ran it right, and Tom started yeah, man, got fired up in practice. And then, because no one really trusted me in the organization. He didn't really trust me. I didn't, You know, I didn't really trust him or anything because I was, you know, thought it was my way. But this is when it went to the next level, and this is when everything started clicking. So then the game that Sunday came. We're at Chicago. It's snowing out. We beat them like 55-3. We blew them out. You know, it was a great game. But so Brian Urlacher, now All-Pro linebacker. He's the linebacker in the middle. So that same route that that he saw that, built that confidence with me in practice on that Friday, came up Sunday. So it was called same as that coverage we practiced in practice. Wow. So I looked at him in the huddle. I was like, this is my time. Like, this is my time to break through. And it was versus Urlacher. Came up, boom, stuck my route right at the goal line, like I was running a post or something. Boxed out Urlacher, gave him a little, like, box him out like a little basketball. Tom put it right there. It was snowing and everything out. Boom, caught it for a touchdown, spiked in. You know, Tom came running over, and that was the moment where I gained his trust, and he knew, like, we knew we were going to go to the next level from there on out. And that was my rookie year. And then ever since that game too, I played every single play from there on out my rookie year. So that was a huge trust right there. And then we just bonded together. And, you know, when you play that long with each other, man, you got to dig deep. And, you know, he has that trust in me when that game's on the line, that I'm going to dig deep. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And he said it before. He trusted me in the big games. He said, I won't go in with anyone else in a big game, like a Super Bowl game or when the game's on the line. And it happened again this year, baby.
You told me. I was there watching.
Yeah. Do you remember the first thing you said to him after the Super Bowl, this past one?
Yeah. It was just something basic. I think it was caught on camera, actually. It was right before we said we were both going to Disney, and it was right before that, and we were like, dude, I think it was something. This is what it's all about. This is why we came here. It was to win it all. It wasn't just to come here, right. Go to Tampa and do that. It was to come here and win it all, and do it the right way, and go out there and do it together too, and with a great team too.
It was this one video of both of you with the back boy playing in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, every time I watch that, it gives me goosebumps because as a professional athlete, you set up some goals. People don't understand that. Way before the season begins. Like when you are training for the season, in your mind, you are thinking about the things that you want to accomplish, right? And it seems like you and Tom have that. Like, that was the start to follow up. That's what I want to be at the end of the season. This is why we came here. And it was like a dream come true since, like, you know what I'm saying? But it just the connection that you guys have. I remember, talking to you about you coming back. All of a sudden, I thought it was going to happen over there in Boston. Thing didn't work out with Tom over there. You wait a year. Tom come to Tampa, all of a sudden, boom, you receive that phone call. Next thing I know, I turn on the TV, you guys are playing together. And I was watching the first game y'all play, and I was like, this is really happening? You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, like when you are from New England, and you are so used to seeing the two of you in that Patriots uniform, and all of a sudden, you blink and you guys are wearing the Buccaneer uniform, you'd be like, I asked myself a lot of questions, to be honest with you. Like I thought I was watching something, either a highlight that happened in the past, or it took me a minute. I don't know if you know what I mean. It took me a minute to realize. But like I say, man, very happy and proud of you guys, man, because I know how professional y'all are and how much you guys care about everything. I'm pretty sure Tampa is going nuts now with what is going on. Everybody's expecting you guys to win the game. Yeah. That's the thing.
Sorry to interrupt the podcast, but I got to tell you about the good folks over at Whistle Pig. Why are they my favorite whiskey brand? Great question, because they're based in New England. They're straight out of Vermont. The hardworking people of New England transfers right over to Whistle Pig. Quality ingredients. Look at this pour. It's in my favorite whiskey glass. Bet you didn't know I was a whiskey guy, but yeah, look at this. Whew! What a glass. How do I like it? Straight. Cheers. Smooth. Tastes amazing. And I know that you'll love it. David Ortiz, Big Papi,
huge whiskey guy. I'm a
Yes, I
huge
am.
whiskey guy. You could be too. 100% right.
Go to whistlepigwhiskey.com and go get some yourself.
Do it.
I did like a sit down with David, and I asked him, you know, like, how important was it for you to finish where you started? Like, how difficult was it for you to resume your career not where it started, where you had built such like a big and important legacy? Like, how difficult was that for you to be like, chapter 2, it's gonna be somewhere else?
You know, if I was like, you know, currently on the Patriots and was thinking like, oh, chapter 2 would be on another team, that would have been totally weird for sure. You know, being retired for a whole year off and everything, it probably made the transition, I would say, easier. You know, because when you're in the grind with all with the guys on the team at the moment, with the whole organization, like you can't picture yourself. You can't be picturing yourself on another team while you're on a team. So I would say that it made that transition easier. You know, to see chapter 2 on another team because I was retired and not playing already. So I would say that definitely, you know, helped out to picture myself on another team. And you know, to pick up where I left off too, also on the playing field. You know, I was definitely a little nervous at times. Like, man, do I still got it? Like, I know I do, but do I? Like, you know what I mean? Like, these guys, I got there, and let me tell you, you know, that team is talented. The Tampa Bay Bucs, the first practice, I was like, oh man, these guys are good. Like, the defense is solid. So many, you know, great players around us on the offensive side of the ball too. And I just think it's going to even skyrocket even more this year because the chemistry has just, you know, been built over all last season. But, you know, I was a little nervous for sure, and everything just worked out, though. I just knew if I just kept doing what I needed to do, just kept working at it, that it would go from there.
There's things about football that I have a hard time understanding.
Yeah.
Sometimes. When I heard that you were going to retire at the age of what, 29?
Yeah, 29.
I was like,
You were just getting
Poppy's like, yeah, I retired at 41.
hold the fuck on. 29? It's a baby. Why is he gonna retire so young? You know, but then here's the thing. He retired at 29. He came back at what, 31?
Yeah, I was took off my
you just
when I was
turned
30
what?
years old, and then I turned 31.
You
Yes.
yeah, right.
So 31.
So I'm like, so you have, right, that gap to do whatever you want still. When you're talking about 29, I retired at 41. I'm 45 now. So it just when I heard that you were gonna retire at 29, I was like, I'm having issues with it.
You're speechless.
Yeah, I'm speechless.
You're
Yeah,
right.
I'm like,
I don't get it.
whoa, what?
Yeah.
What? But the thing is, here's the problem that I feel we got going on in New England. I feel like sometimes the media push a little farther your situation, your playing time. It's all depend because I mean, Gronk is so used to giving us everything. And then one day you wake up and you see that there's 2 numbers down the path where he got used to, and then all of a sudden right away people start thinking, I don't think he got it anymore. Because it happened to me.
Yeah.
I was retired in 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody was like, oh, he's done. He's done.
Yeah.
Then I shove another 8 years up their asses.
Yeah.
It's not when you want it.
That, man. That was crazy.
It's not when you want it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't know what is going through my mind. You don't know what my preparation is. You don't know what it takes for me to get ready to go out there and perform.
Right.
But you're not the one that's going to tell me how it's going to be.
Right.
I think that's exactly what happened with G over there. Oh, we haven't won championship for the past couple of years. We need to go in a different direction. He need to retire. When I heard, I was like, wait a minute. And then all of a sudden, look at what happened. Don't you think it's kind of like sometimes the voices from the outside take over what is going on in the inside a little bit?
Yes, I would say definitely, especially in New England. I mean, that market is a totally different market. It's one of a kind in all sports, and at times it can be the best thing ever, and then at other times, like those situations, it could be one of the hardest times you're going through because it's a lot of outside voices because that New England media is strong, that fan base is strong, and they stick together for sure. And It can be a blessing or a curse, at the same time, depending on your situation. But I know what you mean. At times there were situations like that with myself where, I wasn't performing to the, how I needed to perform. And
it's not how you need to perform, it's how you got them used to.
Yes. Also how they used to saw me. And I agree 100% because that last year I probably had half the stats that I did all the previous years. And that's when they were saying, like, all right, what happened to Gronk? Is he done? Is he going to be this? And we actually ended up winning the Super Bowl that year, which is crazy. And I made the biggest catch of the game to bring it down to the 1 yard line. It's kind of like your situation, Papi. All year long, and then boom, you got 8 years left.
Yes.
It was like ours. And then I showed up, the playoffs came, made some big plays in that Kansas City game, and then made that big catch in the Super Bowl to put it down to the 1 yard line. And then after that, they're like, oh, we need Gronk back, but is he going to retire? Still pushing that because I didn't have the stats that they were used to before. So that is actually a great point, is that they were just so used to what you were like at that time, and that, you have 1 year off, 1 year falling off. I mean, they don't know how hard it is. People don't know how hard it is to keep up that, that energy, that play. Every single year, week in and week out, especially when you're getting smacked in football.
That's what's up. I always tell people this, and I'm going to have a question right after I say this for you. I always tell people that the best thing that had ever happened to me was be able to perform in front of the New England fans, because they pull the best out of me. How do you feel about that?
I agree with that, man, because you just feel that, you feel that pressure, you feel that atmosphere. Like I said, New England is one of a kind. That whole area, it's just that sports atmosphere. You're not going to get that anywhere else, I feel like. Like, just that fan base, the loyalty, just everything throughout all of New England. I mean, I got down to Tampa. You go to the local grocery store. It's Big Papi up in New England. Big Papi. It's all about sports. I'm down in Tampa. I walk into to get a haircut at the corner store a mile away from the stadium. They don't even know who I am, and I'm just sitting there like getting my haircut. I'm like, this is kind of cool too. Like, I'm just getting my haircut. Ain't no one saying a thing to me, but not no one asking me about sports. But up there, you're getting a haircut. What's going on? What's going on? People know
like
everything.
A religion up in there.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It's a religion. It really is.
Yeah, it's like a religion.
Yeah.
But the one question that I also want to ask you about is, you guys, boom, win the Super Bowl, right? What's going through your mind 5 minutes after?
5 minutes after?
Yeah, like that. You win the Super Bowl. You got people everywhere, But any thoughts about New England went through your mind at the time?
Oh, like
You got used to that moment at New England. You retire, all of a sudden you come back and play, win again.
Yes.
But with a different team.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now, what? Because I asked you that question because let me tell you what happened to me. 2003, we almost go to the World Series. We didn't.
With what?
With the Red Sox.
With the Red Sox.
We almost go to the World Series. That game, we Aaron fucking boom, hit that home run, boom, we off. The following year, we're basically facing the same situation. We win the World Series. We go to the World Series, win it, and then in my mind, I'm thinking about what happened in the past. Just for a few minutes, man. What you think about? I even asked Pedro at some point. After all, I was like, can you imagine if last year would be? I mean, if we would go down last year, like we did this year, because all those thoughts clicks in at some point in your mind. But in your case, it's different because you got so used to winning championship in New England. You retire, you unplug yourself, you disconnect yourself for a minute. You come back and win another Super Bowl, bro, with a different team, but with the same quarterback. Something had to be going on the minute after you won the Super Bowl. something is going on in your head. I would like to know a little bit about.
You really want to know? It really wasn't thinking about, anything in the past. Actually at times I would say after it was like we came down here and we got it done down here too. We showed what's up. We can do it down here too. You got to respect that. But at times though, but after the game, I swear, because I had a good game, I was running well in that game, and I literally was thinking, wow, if I can continue this Super Bowl game the way I was running and the way I was moving, if I can continue that into the next year, how much better we could be. That's what I was already thinking, after the game. Man, this is just the start. I know the whole team's going to be coming back. If I can playing the way I was playing in the Super Bowl, I feel like, the sky's the limit then. You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking after. How can I build off this game already into the next year?
From my perspective, I respect you guys even more. People might be like, hey, wait a minute. They went somewhere else. They didn't win it with your team. And let me tell you what happened. When you can't, because with the team that we always put together in New England, while you guys were there, I don't know if it was because you guys got us so used to winning. It was expected.
Yeah.
It was expected.
At some point,
it was expected.
It was expected at some point.
Big time.
Listen, sometimes, I love watching football. I love watching the Patriots because I'm watching my boys that I know that somehow, some way, you guys was gonna get it done. Oh, I missed 2 quarters. What was the final score? Patriots 27-3. I was expecting that.
Right.
Everybody was expecting that. Now, you go to Tampa. The team that was on paper, nobody was expecting you guys, not even to dominate the division. All of a sudden, you guys start whooping everybody's ass.
Yes.
Whooping ass.
Whooping ass.
And then, boom, win the Super Bowl. I have friends everywhere in New England that sometimes they come and talk to you hurting because you guys are going. And that's when I come in and be like, you got to give those guys so much credit because they basically build that team around them and went out there and showed them that you don't even have to be good on paper like everybody like to put their team together. You know what I'm saying? You just go by the business day by day on a daily basis, and all of a sudden, you end up accomplishing what you guys did. And at the end of the day, man, I miss you guys on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you,
Come
dog.
here, big boy.
Yes.
Come here,
Hold
man.
on, we got Ralphie in the house, baby. Ralphie's a French bulldog. I got him he's about 5 months years old right now, and I got him 3 months ago, and he's so adorable, man. And the only time he barks is when he wants to play. He wants to play full speed right now. He wants to get attacked.
Yeah, come here, man.
He wants to bite. He wants to run right now. Yeah. That's the only time when he barks, and he wants to play right now. Come here, buddy.
That's a big boy.
Come here. Whoa, hey, buddy.
I got my own. What else you got, Jerry, man?
Yeah, so I think when you were talking about winning the Super Bowl and everything, winning it with a different team, I was curious for both of you guys because you've got 3, he's got 4. Mm-hmm. What's one year that you would trade a year that you won for a year that you didn't win that you wish you did?
In my case,
yeah,
I would say,
what ring are you ditching? And it's it would have meant more if we won that year, or that team was so good we should have won that year.
If you're 21 or over and you dip tobacco, pouches, or long cut, you have to try the tobacco alternative, Black Buffalo. It's everything that you love about dipping, including pharmaceutical-grade nicotine, just without the actual tobacco leaf or stem. It's dip literally made from edible green leaves and food-grade ingredients with the same flavors and texture as traditional tobacco products. No compromise. Black Buffalo sells products on their website at blackbuffalo.com. and is available in both long cut and pouches, as well as nicotine-free versions called Zero.
Actually, I used to dip a lot back. And I used to go to Fenway a lot back in the day, and I'd throw a lip in to watch David Ortiz of the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, man. I used to get my groove on.
Yeah.
While I was gonna go to hit, man, I have to.
I mean, shit. That was my Fenway routine. But I kicked it, all done because of Black Buffalo, and you can too if you use promo code Big Papi at checkout. You get 20% off your first order on Black Buffalo.
20% off, people. Come on.
Good deal.
Come on. You know what? I think that every year that we won, it was different.
Yeah.
We had like different ball club. Like in 2004, when we won, we had this team full of veterans that they were in the grind every day for a while. And all of a sudden, it was how much I know against how much you know. And that's why we ended up making that comeback in 2004 against the Yankees. The Yankees have the most unbelievable team I have ever seen in my life. These people got thunder left and right coming from everywhere. You don't know where the punch was gonna come from. You know what I'm saying? And we end up beating them. Now in 2007, you had guys coming from the farm that helped us to win. Papa Baum, Pedroia, Ellsbury, you know. Like now, the organization is looking even better because now it's not, I'm paying to the good player to come here and help us to win. No, you are winning with players coming from the farm. Better way to explain it, that means the farm, the organization is doing a hell of a job bringing the player from the farm. And when you go to 2013, it was, I won, we a whole bunch of kids around. You know what I'm saying? Like it was the Bogart, those guys that I already mentioned, you know, more likely. You know, it was like everybody coming from the farm. Like I remember I gave this one a speech in the dugout, but it was because everybody was so young, no experience, and at some point I saw that the team, the guys, because they no experience, they thought that getting to the World Series was like an everyday thing. No, bro, you get here today, but you don't know if you're gonna be there tomorrow. I mean, I guarantee you, 99% of the time, you're not gonna be there next year, because it's so it kind of rotate. Everybody, oh, I saw what the Red Sox have this year. I'm gonna put my team together next year so that I can compete with them. And then you gotta go through injuries. You gotta go through you know, the trading. It's a whole package that you gotta put together to win a World Series at once. You know what I'm saying?
A whole package.
A whole package, just like in a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Exactly.
Like
so,
he's either playing in the AFC Championship every single year or in the Super Bowl like every other year.
Yeah.
And now it's like the NFC Championship. Like, so for you, like I know that I remember the speech that you gave. I remember half of them were like, I don't know what the fuck he just said, but like most of them were like, let's go.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. That's the last thing you want to hear.
You're standing up in the stands. Let's fucking
Let's fucking go. Everybody was like, okay, I understand what Papi was trying to say.
And that's time every other word. Oh,
Right.
that means he's ready to go.
Yeah. But like, how hard is it for you to prepare knowing like, hey, like every single year I'm preparing for a deep run?
Yes. Oh no, I'm preparing for a deep run every year.
Yeah. But on top of that, like
it's-
Papi's like in his last year, it's like 37 bombs on 1 foot. But when you're running the bases, there's not someone that's like running and diving at your foot. Like this dude, how many surgeries? 4?
I've had about 9 surgeries.
9 surgeries. And they know where it is. So like part of like their job is like, hey, we know where he's hurt. Like he's the best at his position. Why don't we just target that? Like how difficult is it to prepare for a season knowing that I'm probably going to go to the Super Bowl, decent chance, and these guys know where my body hurts, and part of the game is to hurt that even more.
I mean, it's a bang bang on every play, so it's not like a safety can be like, oh, you know, you don't know where the ball's gonna be thrown. So like, and I feel like they're not, you know, like this day and era, like they're not going for you like where you've had surgery before. And plus, like they're just going for the hit or the tackle now. Because if they are going for that, they're thinking in their mind too, because it's so bang bang that they're gonna miss the tackle. Then it's gonna be less of a chance that they're gonna make the tackle if they're, all right, I gotta hit this guy right there. Like I don't know, I never heard of anyone really thinking it like that. You know, and plus, you know, the way technique is taught now in football. It's brought up every single day because, you know, football is how dangerous of a sport it is, and they want the NFL to be representatives of the young leagues, of these Pop Warner teams, of how to tackle properly and how to hit properly. So I don't feel like guys these days are going at you where you're injured, but they're going for the hit and to make the hit and to make the play still. And if you're doing that already, you're gonna feel it if you're wherever you're injured already. Like if you say your arm's hurting and they hit you low and you fall, you're gonna fall on your arm. So it's kind of like your whole body already. So I don't feel like that's a problem. You know, the only thing I feel like is a problem is when the guys hit me low though. Like when I'm going up the middle and they hit you low instead of high, because then that's when that's a very dangerous situation. Your knee can just get taken out just like in a split second like that. And also, I've found ways now to protect myself too. Like, you know, been around it for a while now. Like, I can feel a guy coming where he's going to hit me, like what type of player he is, where he makes the tackle usually. And I can protect myself, like right when the ball comes, like, you know, boom, catch it, go into a ball a little bit, fall down, not try to break 800 tackles in one play. I mean, that's good for times, but not every time. Like, actually, Coach Belichick one time, my rookie year, I was trying to like break like 5 tackles, and I absolutely got lit up and made that much of an extra yard. And he comes up and he's like, you don't got to get that extra yard. Like, can you just please go down? You're just using too much. I was like, yeah, I agree. He's like, I see your toughness. You're just trying to get an extra yard when it's not possible. I was like, that's a good point. Thank you for telling me. At least you said
make the impossible possible.
I was like, good point for sure. And yeah, man. So it's just so bang bang that you can't really, you know, target. I mean, and plus there's so many rules now that if you target like a head, like you can't target a head at all anymore because boom, you're right out of the game. $50,000 fine or whatever it is. But to prepare for a long season, it's not just about, you know, thinking about it, you know, mentally. It's about doing the work week in and week out. Because if you get, you know, beat up a little bit in like week 2 and you're like, oh, I'm going to play on it, you know, whatever, it's fine. And then, you know, you don't really do anything for it. Then week 3 comes, week 4, and then, you know, the thing that's a little swollen in your leg is just getting bigger and bigger. And then all of a sudden, week 6, you're like, I can't even play.
Right.
Like, this thing's really bothering me. It's too big now. So you got to be right on top of it. That's how you last a long season with longevity and for a long run, is getting right on top of your injuries, like right after every game.
Yeah. So for you two, because I mean, like your careers intersected, you both have won championships. I know that like the Patriots were dominating the Red Sox. They had spread out. It was kind of just like championship, suck, championship. And then I think when those two teams started winning, that's when like the Bruins were like, I think we got to try to win a Stanley Cup here. And then like the Celtics. And so did you guys ever feel like, were you ever paying attention to other teams? And it's like, all right, like they got one, now it's our turn. Like now, like were you guys feeding off of each other at any point?
I'm a fan of football.
Yeah.
Like I watch these guys all the time. I watch Bruin game, I watch Celtics game. I mean, my first sport was basketball. So believe it or not, in my case, you wake up and you want to know what the Patriots did last night. Mm-hmm. You want to know what the Bruin did. You want to know. There's no way living in New England you get away from. I don't know if that happened to you.
No, you're not getting away from it.
You're not getting away.
Whoever's playing, I'm telling you, it's a religion. Like you said, it's a culture. Sports is a culture in New England. It's amazing. Yeah. It's the most, they're like one of the best atmospheres you can ever be around. And I said it too before. I'm like, dude, there's musicians, there's artists, but I'm like, I swear, like sports take over all of that. Like in New England, like you go to LA, actors are like the biggest thing. You go to New England, it's about athletes. Mm-hmm. It's about the Bruins, it's about the Celtics, it's about the Patriots. It's unbelievable. And and you want to support each other. That's what was so cool about there too, is everyone supported each other. I remember going to all the Celtics games.
You know what I'm saying?
They give us right there in the front
That's
row.
it, yeah.
I'm throwing the first pitch out at the
You know
Boston
what
Red
I'm
Sox
saying?
game. It was an experience.
It
and
was, right?
It made it like that.
Yeah.
It's so many great memories from just doing all that, and everyone supporting each other. You would win the World Series. Your team's on the field at the beginning of the first quarter,
Man.
saying what's up to all the
That was
fans.
unbelievable.
We would
That
be
was
at
unbelievable.
win a championship too. And then we would be,
like
opening day,
day.
we would be there opening day. So just the culture in New England
Yeah.
is unreal.
Yeah.
So what's next for Gronk?
Yeah, so we got I just signed a 1-year deal. I'm gonna do just 1-year deals. I feel like that's the way. What football is. I'm set. Like, long term. I don't even think a long term deal in football even really means anything. Like, you sign a 6-year deal, only like they can cut you after like 2 years. So I'm like, I'm gonna control my destiny now. Like, I'm in that position to do it. I'm gonna do 1 year at a time. And so I got 1 more year with the Bucs for this year coming up. And training camp starts in about 2 months. So, just been training. I got mini camp next week. We really haven't done anything in the off season there. So we got mini camp next week where we all go in just for a couple days. And then we have off for, 45 days or whatever. Then training camp starts, I'll just say August 1st. And then it's another season, another grind. And then I'll just go from there, man. But I'm excited for this season for sure. I mean, it's a team. This team has so much talent. Like, it's crazy, like so much talent on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball too. And the defense, though, I think is just going to pick it up even more. They're so young, and just you saw how they picked it up at the end of the year. They're just smashing fools. They just smashed Rodgers, whatever. Patrick Mahomes.
I remember
in the
that
Super
game.
Bowl,
Oh
too.
my God! That game, I was like, "This is incredible!" Like they were so locked down on making sure that they block him everywhere. Like that might be the worst game that he ever played.
Yeah.
That one game. Like, it was embarrassing. He couldn't throw the ball nowhere. He was missing the defense was really hard on him that one game. But it seems like they did their homework. But I'm gonna tell you, as you get older as an athlete, in my case, my issues was my mindset. You know what you gotta give to your body to be ready, but your mind, at some point as you get older, it's like a fight.
It
You know
is.
what I'm saying? Like a fight. Is that your situation?
Yes, that is true, man. Because sometimes you can have the right mindset. I'm going into that. I'm going to run full speed, and then all of a sudden I feel like my body's back here, and my mind is like right here. And then other days, like if your mind's like back here, then you're kind of like really screwed. Like like you got to always have a great mindset, or knowing you're going to go in like what you're going to accomplish that day, and do what you got to do to get through to help out the team. But yeah, sometimes when your body isn't there with your mind, it's like oh shit, like you got to figure out your body. Yeah. You're like, damn, well, you got to figure it out. It's like it's crazy. It's hard to explain. Like, you just gotta be in that situation. You're like, I'm gonna hit a home run here, and all of a sudden you swing, and you're like, oh man, that didn't feel well. Yeah, like it's a tough situation. You don't want to be in that.
Nah.
Right. Last question. Bucs go to Gillette.
Yes.
What are your emotions going to be on that day? Can you even like explain it before you're there?
I'm probably not. I mean, I feel like it's going to be emotional in a way. I don't see why like it's going to be harsh at all, because I've been up to New England already. Actually, I've been out to a couple restaurants, and I've got standing ovations walking out of like a couple months ago. I'm like, man, this is crazy. It's like I just won a championship with the Patriots. And it actually was to another level. No lie. Like, people were like, man, like, that's respect. You guys went down there and won it. Like, there was people with Buccaneers jerseys in the restaurant, and like, I'm signing like Buccaneers up, and I'm like, this is crazy, yo. I'm like, so like, I don't see like that side. I don't think it'll be that side. Like, when another player goes back, boo, all that stuff. Like,
that only happened if you went to New York.
Yeah, exactly. But the emotion, I think it's gonna, fly for sure. The emotions. I mean, I feel like I can see myself tearing up for sure. Like, going back, because there's just so much history that was there, and that's where it was. It all started. That's the roots of it all. That's the roots of my career. I wouldn't be in this driver's seat right now if it didn't start there. If I didn't get drafted there. So it's gonna, be high in emotions, and I just feel like I can't really explain it yet either until it happens. But I'm looking forward to it for sure. I definitely, want to go out and have a good game. I mean, yeah, you know that. And I feel like you have a good game. I mean, the fans want to see that too. I got to perform not just for the Bucs, but for my fans personally up in the stands because there for 9 years you gain fans in that. People become fans of yours also, not just of the organization. I mean, there's times where people just, I'm a big Papi fan, Like, yeah, I'm a baseball, Red Sox, I'm a this team fan, but I'm a big Papi fan.
Yep.
So I feel like that's going to be a situation there too. So you got to go out, perform, and the emotions wise, I say it's going to hit differently for sure. I don't see why it wouldn't, because it's going back to where it all started. But I hopefully, take those emotions and turn them into that energy that I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's going to be the most watched game of the season.
It's Sunday night too.
It's a Sunday
Week 4 Sunday night. Oh no, I got it. What is it, like October 3rd? That Sunday night. One of them. Are you coming?
Yeah.
Ticket prices are $1,800 more than Super Bowl. Yeah.
Super Bowl?
Yeah, $1,800 for a ticket.
Yeah.
That's more than some Super Bowls.
That's insane.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Rob, thank you so much. This was great. This was awesome.
No,
Rob,
you
dog,
guys.
man. I got nothing but love for you, baby.
Yeah, man, nothing
You
but
know
love
your
for you
family,
too,
though.
Big
You know
Papi.
your family. Thank you for being the show with us, man. And good luck the rest of your career, man. You well deserved. You earned every single thing that you got. And it's because you have put yourself together real well. And trust me, bro, they always gonna love you in New England.
Yes, and I'm always gonna love New England too, man.
That's
How
it.
can you not,
That's
man?
it. That's it.
That's where it all started. I still go back. There's so much love there, and great spot, man. It's always gonna be a home.
That's
It's like a
what's
home
up.
for you always.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's awesome.
All right, thanks, Gronk. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Sophie time.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
You watched the whole video and you didn't subscribe? That's fucked up.
Very fucked up. I would agree. We also have a
Homie,
ton
come
of other
back,
channels.
homie.
If you like this video that you just watched, we have a ton of others. Go subscribe. Check them out.